Hey everyone, and welcome back to Express in English. I'm Leo.
And I'm Chris. Thanks for joining us today. This podcast is designed to help you practice your English listening skills through natural conversations.
That's right. Today we're talking about something that gets Americans really excited: sports. Specifically, we're comparing the NBA and the NFL.
Yeah, and we have to admit, Leo and I have pretty different opinions about which sport is better.
We do. I'm definitely team basketball, while Chris here is all about football. So let's dive in and see if we can convince each other and you listeners about why our sport is the best.
Perfect. So, Leo, let's start with the big question. Why do you think the NBA and NFL have different levels of popularity in the United States?
That's a great question. I think the NFL is more popular overall because football has this tradition of bringing families together, especially on Sundays. It's like a weekly event where people gather to watch games.
Exactly, yeah.
But basketball, I think, has a different kind of appeal. The games are faster, more exciting to watch, and you can really see individual player skills more clearly.
I see what you mean. But here's the thing, football might be more popular because each game feels more important. In the NFL, teams only play 17 games in the regular season. So every single game matters so much.
That's true.
In basketball, they play 82 games. I mean, if your team loses one game, it's not such a big deal because there are so many more games to play.
Okay, you have a point there, but I think that's actually what makes basketball better. You get to watch your favorite team way more often, and the playoffs are incredible. 7 game series where teams really have to prove they're the best.
Right.
Plus, basketball is more accessible. You don't need a huge field or a ton of equipment. Just a ball and a hoop, and you can play anywhere.
Well, that's definitely true. But football teaches teamwork in a way that I think basketball doesn't. You have 11 players on each side, and everyone has a specific job to do. If even one person doesn't do their job correctly, the whole play can fail.
That makes sense.
It's like a chess game, but with athletes. The strategy is incredible. And speaking of playing, I actually play in a local football league on weekends. There's nothing like the feeling of working with your team to execute a perfect play.
That's awesome. I play basketball at my gym almost every Tuesday and Thursday. And you know what I love about it? The game never stops. In football, you play for a few seconds, then everyone stops and sets up again.
True, yeah.
In basketball, it's constant action. Players are running up and down the court. The score changes every few seconds. It keeps you on the edge of your seat.
I understand that perspective. But those stops in football aren't boring. They're building suspense. And when you finally see a 50-yard touchdown pass or amazing defensive play, it's so much more exciting because you've been waiting for it.
Okay, I can see that. But let me ask you this. Which sport has better individual stories? In basketball, you really get to know the players. You see their personalities, their unique playing styles. Like everyone knows LeBron James or Stephen Curry, not just as athletes, but as people.
That's a good point. Football players do wear helmets, so it's harder to see their faces and expressions during games.
Exactly.
But that's what makes it special when you do get to know them. And football has incredible stories too. Think about players who overcome injuries or undrafted players who work their way onto teams. Plus, the Super Bowl is the biggest single sporting event in America.
The Super Bowl is huge, I'll give you that. But the NBA Finals can be just as exciting, and it lasts up to 7 games instead of just one. More chances for drama and comebacks.
That's true.
And here's something for our listeners. If you want to understand American culture, basketball might be easier to start with. The rules are simpler, the games are shorter, and you can actually play it yourself pretty easily.
Well, that's not entirely fair. Football might seem complicated at first, but once you understand the basic rules, it's really exciting to watch. And if you want to experience real American culture, you need to watch a football game with a group of Americans. The energy is unbelievable.
You know what? We should probably agree that both sports are great in their own ways. And speaking of American culture, let's talk about something else, the college level. March Madness in basketball is absolutely incredible. You have these young college players giving everything they have, and the tournament format is so exciting. One bad game and you're out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're both huge parts of American culture, whether you prefer the fast pace of basketball or the strategic intensity of football. Both sports bring people together. Oh, don't get me started on March Madness. Okay, fine. I'll admit that's pretty exciting. But college football is just as intense. The rivalry games, the bowl games, and the college football playoff. Those games have so much passion and tradition behind them. Plus, college football stadiums can hold over 100,000 people.
And both are great ways to practice English. You can watch games, read sports news, or even join conversations with American friends about your favorite teams. Those college football stadiums are massive, I'll give you that. But here's what I love about basketball, it's truly international now. You see players from all over the world in the NBA, from Europe, Africa, Asia, South America. The game brings the whole world together in a way that American football just can't.
That's such a good point. Sports give you so many opportunities to practice casual English conversation. You make a fair point about the international appeal. Basketball is definitely more global, but you know what football has that basketball doesn't? Those incredible individual moments that people remember forever, like a last second field goal to win the Super Bowl or a quarterback throwing a Hail Mary touchdown pass. Those moments are pure drama.
Exactly. So, listeners, we want to hear from you. Do you prefer basketball or football? Or maybe you have a completely different favorite sport. Send us a message and let us know. Are you kidding me? Basketball has incredible dramatic moments too. Buzzer beater shots, amazing dunks, clutch 3 pointers in the final seconds. And because the game is faster, you get way more of those heart stopping moments. Plus, in basketball, one player can completely take over a game and change everything.
Yes. And remember, the best way to improve your English is to keep listening and practicing. Thanks for joining us today on Express in English. Okay, basketball has its moments, but let's talk about fan culture for a second. Football fans are absolutely dedicated. They have tailgate parties before games, they paint their faces, they follow their teams through snow and rain. And fantasy football. Millions of Americans play fantasy football, and it brings friends and coworkers together every week.
Next week, we're going to talk about American food traditions and share some of our favorite recipes. It's going to be delicious. Fantasy football is huge, I'll admit that. But basketball fans are passionate too. And the great thing about basketball is that the season is so much longer. You get to be invested in your team from October all the way through June if they make it to the finals. That's like 8 months of excitement. Football season feels like it's over before it really gets going.
I can't wait. Until next time, keep practicing your English, and we'll see you soon. But that's exactly what makes football special. The season is shorter, so every game matters more. And let's talk about the athletes for a minute. Football players are these incredible physical specimens. I mean, you have 300-pound linemen who can run faster than most regular people, and wide receivers who can jump incredibly high and catch a ball while getting hit by someone running full speed.
Football players are definitely impressive athletes, but basketball players have to do everything: run, jump, shoot, pass, defend, and they do it for 48 minutes straight with hardly any breaks. A point guard has to have the stamina to run up and down the court all game while making split second decisions. And some of these guys are like 7 feet tall, but can move like dancers.
You know what? I have to share one of my favorite football memories. Do you remember the 2017 Super Bowl when the New England Patriots came back from being down 28-3 against the Atlanta Falcons? That was the most incredible comeback I've ever seen in any sport. The whole game changed in just a few plays. That's the magic of football. Anything can happen.
That 28-3 comeback was pretty amazing. I'll give you that. But let me tell you about the 2016 NBA Finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers were down 3 games to 1 against the Golden State Warriors. Nobody had ever come back from that deficit in the finals before. And then LeBron James and the Cavs won 3 straight games to win the championship. LeBron cried on the court because he had finally brought a championship to his hometown. That was pure emotion.
That was an incredible story. I remember watching that. You know, here's something interesting. Have you noticed how differently people watch these sports? Football is perfect for groups of people. You can have a party, eat food, talk during the commercials. Basketball requires more attention because it's constantly moving. Both are social, but in different ways.
That's such a good observation. I never thought about it that way. Basketball is definitely more of an eyes on the screen sport because you might miss an incredible play if you look away for just a few seconds. And the crowd noise is different too. Basketball crowds react to every single shot, while football crowds build up to these huge moments and then explode.
And speaking of crowds, here's something cool about football. The tailgating culture is unlike anything else in sports. People arrive at the stadium hours before the game just to hang out in the parking lot, grill food, and celebrate with other fans. It's like a giant outdoor party that happens before every single home game. Basketball just doesn't have that same pregame culture.
You're absolutely right about tailgating. That's definitely a football thing. But you know what basketball has? The ability to create instant fans. If you take someone who has never watched basketball to a game, They can understand what's happening pretty quickly and get excited about it. Football has so many rules and strategies that it can be overwhelming for new viewers. Basketball is more accessible to international audiences too.
Okay, let's talk about something else next time. Thank you for this topic today. Bye.